Hi Sam. Are you ready for another exciting word today?
Hi Alex. Yes, I am. What's the word we're learning?
Today, we're learning
Blut.
which means blood in English.
Blood? That sounds interesting. Are there any other meanings for it?
Yes, besides the literal meaning of blood,
Blut.
can also refer to lineage or descent. For example, we might say blood relatives. And a common false friend to watch out for is the English word bloody, which has a very different connotation.
Got it. So what about the grammar for
Blut.
Blut.
Is a neuter noun, so it uses the article.
Das.
The plural form is,
Die Blüte.
but it's rarely used in everyday conversation. You might hear it in specific contexts like biology.
That's interesting. What about the verb forms?
Well,
Blut.
itself isn't a verb, but we can connect it to verbs like,
Bluten.
which means to bleed. In the present tense, you say,
Ich blute. Du blutest.
and,
Sie, es blutet.
in the past tense, we say,
Ich blutete.
and in the perfect, we say,
Ich habe geblutet.
So if I want to tell someone I bled, I would say,
Ich habe geblutet.
exactly. And if you want to give a command, you can say,
Blute.
where does the word
Blut.
come from?
it has its origins in Old High German, where it was.
Blut.
Over time, the word evolved through Middle High German until it reached its current form. It's fascinating how language can change, isn't it?
Yes, it really is. So what about breaking down the word?
Since
Blut.
is a simple word, we can't really break it down into parts like a compound. However, if we think about it as a building block, it's a fundamental concept in many contexts, like health and family.
Are there any similar words to
Blut.
Absolutely. If we look at the verb,
Bluten.
we can relate it to other words with the same prefix. For example,
Abbluten.
means to bleed out, and
Anbluten.
means to start bleeding.
what about words with different suffixes?
Good question. We have,
Blutdruck.
which means blood pressure, and
Blutgruppe.
meaning blood type. These show how
Blut.
Can combine with other concepts.
That's really cool.
We can also think of words like,
Blutspende.
which means blood donation, and
Blutvergiftung.
meaning blood poisoning.
I see how these words are connected. Can you give me some real-life situations where I might use?
Blut.
Sure. For example, if you're at the doctor's office, you might say,
Ich habe zu viel Blut verloren.
which means I lost too much blood.
Ich habe zu viel Blut verloren.
Got it.
Another situation could be discussing health. You might say,
Mein Blutdruck ist hoch.
meaning my blood pressure is high.
Mein Blutdruck ist hoch.
Okay, I can do that.
Finally, if you're talking about family, you could say,
Wir sind blutsverwandt.
meaning we are blood relatives.
Wir sind blutsverwandt.
This is fun.
Now, let's talk about the gender of.
Blut.
Remember, it's neuter because it ends with a.
That's a good hint.
A mnemonic could be to imagine a red drop of blood shaped like the letter for.
Blut.
That's a funny image.
Also, it's used in both formal and informal settings. Some typical collocations include
Blut spenden. Blut abnehmen.
and.
Blut testen.
Are there any words that often get mixed up with?
Blut.
Yes, some might confuse
Blut.
with,
Blüte.
which means blossom. They sound similar but are very different.
Could you give me a few example sentences with?
Blut.
Of course. You could say,
Das Blut fließt.
which means the blood is flowing.
Das Blut fließt.
Another one is,
Sie hat viel Blut verloren.
meaning she has lost a lot of blood.
Sie hat viel Blut verloren.
And in a medical context, you might hear,
Das Blut ist sehr wichtig für den Körper.
which means blood is very important for the body.
Das Blut ist sehr wichtig für den Körper.
Great job.
Can I try to recall some details about?
Blut.
Absolutely. What is the gender of?
Blut.
It's neuter, right?
Correct. And what's the article?
Das Blut.
Very good. Can you give me the present tense conjugation of?
Bluten.
For.
Ich.
Ich blute.
Perfect. What does
Blutdruck.
mean?
Blood pressure.
Yes. And finally, how do you say we are blood relatives in German?
Wir sind blutsverwandt.
You got it.
Thanks for the fun lesson, Alex.
You're welcome, Sam. Remember, today we learned about
Blut.
its meanings, and how to use it in different contexts. Keep practicing, and you'll remember it easily.
I will. Looking forward to our next word.